No, I had no idea. I had no idea that. Dang, I missed the track. Track's all I really want to watch. That's all I really honestly care about. No, no offense, but dang, man, I wanted to watch the track too. I want to watch the track. Hey, but welcome back to the two-man front. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. It's gonna be a first of 3 episodes this week because we missed you guys that much. We want to do it for you guys 3 times, right? So thank you guys for joining us again. We are back. We are refreshed. Football is officially starting tomorrow with the Hall of Fame game, and we might even pick that game, even though it's not. It's not. I didn't really put it in the cards today, but we're gonna be talking about that. But again, yeah, welcome to the two-man front. We really, really appreciate you guys coming and watching us tonight. We got a packed full show of some really, really great topics tonight. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. We really, really would appreciate that. Leave your comments below. We love when you guys leave comments. Leave your comments below. We want you guys to engage with us. The show is a lot more fun and it's a lot more engaging when you guys engage with us so we can go back and forth, a little bit of banter. There's nothing wrong with that with you guys and us. Those who are watching. What do we got on top for today on the rundown? Let's see what we got today. Again, summer QB contracts. We had a lot of big signings this year. Oh, this summer. Not it sounds like it feels like a year. A lot of big summer contracts this year. And then, of course, the NFC East. Of course, you want to start with the hottest, probably the most controversial, and of course, Fog's division. The NFC East preview. We'll get his take on that. I'll give you my take on who's going to win. And we have some really, really fun over and under. Should be a lot of fun today. Fog, it's been a long time, man. How you been?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Enjoying. Got to enjoy the summer more so this year than I did last year. So it's been fun.
I realize. Hey, look, I'm not mad at you. I'm happy for reaction. I'm really happy that you were able to enjoy your summer last year. I know last year's summer for you was a lot. a lot going on, but I'm glad you and your young boy, young Fog, were definitely able to enjoy this year. It seemed like you guys were. I catch you guys on Facebook, so that's great, man. Awesome. I want to talk about the Olympics. The Olympics are going on right now. I literally forgot track and field was today. That's all I really watched the Olympics for. And you were telling me that Sha'Carri Richardson,
no, you know what? I'm looking it up now, and it might I don't know. It might have been from. It wasn't the Olympic Games. It was the
World Championship, probably, right?
Yeah, the World Championships.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought because I knew. I said, I think the track didn't start till like Thursday.
It's supposed to. Well, no, I think a lot of this stuff is supposed to start tomorrow.
I feel like it's supposed to start tomorrow. Yeah.
I know a lot of the events. I'm off next week from work, so I got the kid, and I know a lot of the track and field events are running throughout the course of next week.
Okay. Yeah. I think the track and field events, track and field, and obviously basketball is running through next week as well. I think gymnastics is always first. It's a big ratings booster or something like that. That's what I was told. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be tomorrow. I think that's done. I think that's finished. But yeah. I'm looking forward for the track. I'm looking forward to that. It's one of my favorite events of the Olympics. So, but again, we got football starting. It is starting officially tomorrow. Obviously, it's light. It's the Hall of Fame game. We'll talk about a little bit that later down the line. But first,
no, Caleb, you can't play.
Yeah, we're not yet. That makes the game pretty much pointless at that point, right? But first, let's talk about summer quarterback contracts because a lot of guys got paid, especially in this graphic right here. Tua got paid. Brock Purdy's looking to get paid. Brock Purdy, if honestly the Niners were pretty smart, they'll do it sooner rather than later because if he has another a great year this year, right? He can be asking for a lot of money. T-Law got paid. Dak's always trying to get paid. It seems like every year he's in a contract battle with the Dallas Cowboys. And then, of course, Jordan Love, your boy, just got paid a couple days ago. But Paul, I want to take a look at some numbers real quick before we talk about the question about who was most deserving, Tua, T-Law, or Love. Those are the guys who all got paid. And I have this graphic up for us right here. So we have Trevor Lawrence getting paid $55 million. You see his numbers across the board, very just light numbers, nothing crazy numbers, but just give some context of what he's done. We got Joe Burrow on there, right? Just kind of give you some context. Joe Burrow got paid a couple years ago, $55 million. He's getting paid for a year. Jordan Love a couple days ago got paid $55 million. Then you see his numbers right there. And Tua might be a little cut off. Let me see if I can get that out the way. I can't. But he's getting paid $53 million. You see his stars, you see his winning record and his playoff record in the whole nine. So, Fog, I ask you real quick, out of all the quarterbacks who got paid between Lawrence, Jordan Love, and Tua, which one of these guys was most deserving of their contract?
Oh, I told you, you're gonna hate. You're gonna love this answer. I hate giving this answer. I gotta go with Tua. And it's annoying as hell because if I look at the three, first of all, I think Trevor Lawrence is probably the most undeserving. I don't think he is. Wow. I don't think he's the guy. I really don't. And numbers are backing it up. We'll see what he does this year. But again, when you look, he's gotten better. But if you look at his second year, kind of like Tua's second year, it really took off. But then they kind of came back down to earth. Now, Tua coming off of injuries and looking the way he did last season in that offense, I don't think there's a market for Tua. I think Miami could have waited and let him play out this year. But you want to lock in your quarterback. He has shown that he can operate in that offense. He has shown that he can function, and you've got the weapons there in Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. You drafted that kid, I think Jalen Wright from Tennessee, who I think is going to be a fantastic running back and work well in
your guy. That was
McDaniel's system. Yep.
Yeah.
So I really think that Tua is the guy that was most deserving because he's got the pieces there. He's shown growth. And again, not for nothing, even with his injury history, he still fights through it. And, he's put up the numbers. I think, like I said, Lawrence, I wouldn't have paid him. And Jordan Love, I think Jordan Love is a guy that I don't know if you could have waited. I know you were talking about it, that you think the Green Bay could have waited and should have waited, because I agree it's too small of a sample size and it's just 1 year of him. Mm-hmm. But I think because of those last 10 games and the playoff win against Dallas, I think if Jordan Love has another good season this year, they might have been in trouble and they might have wound up paying even more to try to keep him, because I think the demand for Love would have been there more than it would have been for Tua.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to agree with you. I agree with most of what you said. I think Tua is the most deserving. At first, if it wasn't Tua, it would have been Trevor Lawrence for me. I think Jordan Love is the least deserving because he has the smallest sample size. Because I feel like I understand it's a what have you done for me lately league, but I didn't realize it was just like within the season. Right. Mm-hmm. You got to remember that Jordan Love, his first 7 games were kind of meh.
Yeah.
Right?
First 6 games. Man, the first 6 games sucked. He started, I think first 2 games, he looked really good. And then it was like the next 4 were horrible.
Yeah. And, that's one of the reasons why I probably would have waited with him. I understand what your angle is. I understand you kind of just get it out of the way now. You have your guy. You saw what he did. He won a playoff game. Right? Tua can't even say that. I believe Tua has only won the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence can say that. Trevor Lawrence can obviously say that, but Jordan Love can say that as well. Last year, he won a playoff game in Dallas on the road. So that's just
after being down at halftime, he brought that young team back. Of the 3 quarterbacks, I think Jordan Love is playing with the least talented roster.
Yeah, no question. Okay, I think about it. I would. You don't think Trevor Lawrence is playing with the least talented roster?
Well, last year they did. They did look like shit. They might be neck and neck. I think if we do that, this is where coaching is important. I think Jordan Love's got the better coach.
No, I definitely, I don't know what happened to my internet there. I definitely agree with you with that. I do think Tua, I will say Tua's most deserving because of his resume. The numbers right there, I think, speak for himself. You kind of took the words out of my mouth. I think he fits exactly what the Dolphins want to do. And Josh McDaniels, Mike McDaniels wanted him. He wanted Tua because he felt like Tua's the best guy. He's the best guy for his offense. Not the most talented. He's obviously not as talented like as Trevor Lawrence in terms of measurables or Jordan Love. But in terms of what he means to that offense, right? I understand why they paid him. I get it. And also, let's not forget the Dolphins were in first place at one point last year. They were like 9-3 in December, something like that. They were 9-3. They were
they had an epic collapse.
Well, the injuries, like they were the most injury riddled team last year. I mean, it was doomsday for them. It really was. It was pretty bad. They lost their both edge rushers. I believe they lost their right tackle. I believe they lost their center all in the month of December. So I understand the collapse that people are talking about, but they lost so many key guys. Like it was, and I think Tyreek Hill got hurt at one point, so he wasn't even the same, right? So I mean, I kind of throw him a mulligan a little bit there. Look, I think Trevor Lawrence deserved it because of what he's meant to that team, what he's meant for that franchise, what he's meant for that community. I understand there's a lot of polarizing opinions on Trevor Lawrence because he hasn't really lived up to the hype that the unreachable height that people put on him coming out of Clemson. But I feel like he's done what he's needed to do to prove that he's a franchise quarterback, in which he is. And look, outside of Green Bay, both these teams, Trevor Lawrence and Tua, who was the last like franchise quarterback for them anyway? Like, like people are complaining, like people are acting as if franchise quarterbacks grow on trees, as if like both these teams have had franchise quarterbacks like year after year after year, which is just not true. Like Mark Brunell was the last one for the truck.
I was going to say, yeah, Mark Brunell might have been the last effective quarterback in Jacksonville.
You can make the argument that
history.
You can make the argument maybe David Garrard, maybe Byron Leftwich, but those guys were like bridge guys, right? They didn't really last. And then Dan Marino was literally the last effective franchise quarterback in Miami. So man, we gotta chill, like with the outrage with Tua and Trevor Lawrence. When you have your franchise quarterback, when you have guys who are proving they can win, as you can see on the board, they can win. I mean, I know the records don't really say it, but they have proven they can get to the playoffs at least. You pay your guys. You have to pay your guys. So I think Tua and Trevor Lawrence are definitely the most deserving. I don't buy Jordan Love, but I understand why they did it. I get it. I understand why they did it. Who's next? Who's next to get paid? Who's next?
Who's up to get paid?
It's Brock Purdy. He's up. Most likely, he may have a couple. He may have a case after this year. Dak is up, I believe. Dak Prescott.
I honestly, I think Dak's going to be somewhere else next year.
So you know what's funny about that, right? I almost, because we're going to do an over and under segment a little bit. Now we get to the NFC East talk. I almost asked the question over under, how many starts does Dak play for the Dallas Cowboys this year? Because I honestly believe, I don't think they're going to do it because I don't think the Cowboys have the balls to do it. But they should trade him. They should trade him like as soon as possible. I don't think he's going to sign. Dallas is not going to give him his money. They should trade Dak Prescott to a team that needs a quarterback like the Raiders. Like I felt like what they were going to do all this time, which I'm shocked they haven't. They should trade him. But
you're probably right. They should trade him, but I think what we're looking at with Dallas, and it's why they haven't done anything with his contract yet. I think this is their last hurrah. I think I think this might be it. If they don't succeed this season, Yeah, it's Super Bowl or bust, in my opinion. So I think if McCarthy and Dak do not have success this season, I think both of them will be gone at the end of the season.
100%. Yeah, especially McCarthy.
Which is crazy because the NFC East could be, if that's the case, the NFC East could be losing 2 coaches, potentially 3, all at the end of this year.
Hey, who are they?
Sirianni's on the hot seat. When you look what Howie Roseman did, he didn't hesitate. He brought in a D coordinator and an offensive coordinator in Fangio and Kellen Moore. He brought them in. Those guys were not Sirianni's picks. That's the head coach. And guess what? The head coach didn't have impact on who he hires as his coaches. It's boom or bust for if Philly even starts out bad, I'm saying it right now. If Philly starts the season out and they're like 2-4, 2-5, Sirianni won't make it through the year.
What does that mean for what would that mean for? So I guess we're kind of into our NFC East preview now, right? So we're talking about the Eagles. We kind of somehow segued into that. So what does that mean for Jalen Hurts though?
That would mean they're just going to have to get another coach that'll work with him.
Okay. That's tough.
I wouldn't be shocked if it is Kellen Moore.
Where's Kellen Moore now?
Oh, he's the offensive coordinator for the Eagles.
That's true.
And then, listen, the Giants, I get it, the way things have gone, but I tell you what, if the Giants don't show any type of growth or improvement,
I think Brian Daboll might be gone. Yeah. I will say that I think they're going to be a little more patient with him than Sirianni. Mike McCarthy definitely. I feel like Mike McCarthy. If it's I don't want to say it's Super Bowl or bust, but it's one of those situations where if they don't make it to the NFC title game, he's gone. He's out there. I feel like right now the Dallas Cowboys are in a situation right now where they are just going out there with what they have. They didn't spend any money this year. They're going to pay CeeDee Lamb. They're not going to pay Dak. I think Dak's will go out there and just do what he can do. Maybe it's pretty much going to be an all-year audition for him for other teams. A quarterback. They're going to pay Michael Parsons next year, most likely, and they're going to pay Trayvon Diggs too. So those are the guys they're probably going to be focusing on. Honestly, I think the Dallas Cowboys are, and I think I said this last spring, where I said, you know what, the Dallas Cowboys are going to go into this season thinking that, you know what, if Dak takes us to the promised land, great. If he takes us to the NFC title game or Super Bowl, great. We'll pay him, awesome, right? If they don't and they just kind of go 4-13 or 5-11, or they're sitting in that top 5 in the NFL draft, guess who's sitting there and guess who they're going to try to get from Colorado? I am begging for that to happen. You don't understand. You don't understand. I am, and then guess who they may hire as the head coach?
Wow, that would be crazy.
That would be insane. That would
package deal.
That would be the most Jerry Jones thing of all time. But everything has to fall in they have to completely just bomb out this year for that to happen. It has to fall into place. And I really believe that Jerry Jones doesn't care if it does, because if he can make that happen for his brand, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. And if
the marketing would be crazy.
If they win the Super Bowl, he wins too. So either or he wins. The marketing though is going to be insane. It's going to be insane. That's going to be crazy. what about Washington? What's your outlook for we talked about Philly, Dallas, Washington.
I'm going to tell you right now, watch out for Washington. I think Washington might shock a lot of people this year. I would not be surprised if Philly should win the division. When you look at that team top to bottom, what they've got there offensively and defensively, there is absolutely no reason they shouldn't win the division. Dallas and Washington are the 2 teams, in my opinion, that could finish second. That's how sneaky good I think Washington has the potential to be this year. B. They can be that. They can be the Detroit Lions of 2 years ago, where you're going, huh? I didn't see that coming.
Only if they fix their defense and their secondary, because their secondary is just as bad as Detroit's. I see where you're going. I like some of the weapons they have. Like, obviously, I like Terry McLaurin. I like Jaha Dotson. The running back situation, I believe, is still Brian Anderson. I believe it's still him.
Yes.
I don't know if Antonio Gibson's still there. They have some guys. Offensive line is okay. Actually, the offensive line is awful. What am I saying?
I was going to say that offensive.
I'm not saying offensive line is awful. Because that's Sam Howell got killed back there. Sam Howell did what he had to do. Sam Howell did the best he could. At one point, he looked decent, but he couldn't do anything with that line. I do worry about Jaden Daniels in that. He's pretty slight. He's not the biggest dude in the world. I'm not even fully sold on Jaden Daniels. I know everybody else is. I know people want to be sold on him. I'm not super sold on him. I think I can't. I don't know where I'm going to have them ranked, but I don't see them finishing top 2. I don't see them finishing last. Actually, the Giants 100% finishing last. Like 100%, I see the Giants finishing last. I can see Washington being very competitive. I can see them beating the Eagles. I can see being one of those pesky teams in the division. We're going to shake things up in there. I don't know, but that offensive line, and then Dan Quinn as the coach, I'm not a huge fan of his either. So I don't know. I'm not
a huge fan of his either, but I think Kingsbury landed in the right spot with the right personnel on that offense. And again, remember, they got a lot of people from other teams on that offensive line this year. They got that guard Allegretti, I think his name is, from Kansas City. They got the center from Dallas. So they made some moves, and then look, just in the draft alone, that wide receiver position, they have the potential to have 3 really solid wide receivers. Luke McCaffrey might
shock us.
Yes.
Yeah. He might shock us. Yeah, no, you're right. No, you're right. I definitely forgot that Cliff Kingsbury is there. And I always said I think I like him better as an OC than a head coach. I think if he just focuses on offense with Jaden Daniels, pretty talented guy like himself, if you can keep him upright, I think it could work. You're right. I think Washington could win and steal a couple games, but they're looking at maybe 7-10, 8-9, something like that.
And again, remember, they added Austin Eckler too to that running back.
Austin Eckler was added, yeah, up there in age a little bit, but he's going to do some things. I like that. He's the guy that can go out in the backfield. They can do a lot with Austin Eckler, especially with Cliff Kingsbury. All right, before we pick a winner, let's do some quick over-unders. Quick over-unders, real quick. You're a betting guy, so I know you're going to like this. Over-under 1,400 total yards for Saquon Barkley. Total yards.
I think he's only done that. Wait, no, I think he's done that twice in his career. I think he's gone over 1,400 twice.
In his rookie year, I believe it's third or
2022, was it?
Yeah, third or when he came back when he was 2 years removed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say under just because of all the weapons that Philadelphia has on that field, to include Jalen Hurts. I know they're bringing Saquon in to relieve him, but if if we've learned anything, Philadelphia still runs a running back by committee. And I know Kellen Moore is going to bring more stability and is going to want to do more have Saquon be the mainstay. But I'm gonna take the under just because of Hurts, Devonta Smith, and AJ Brown.
Okay, so under. I was gonna say slightly under as well. I was looking at 1,250, 1,300. If he does that, the Eagles are going to the playoffs, and Sirianni's gonna keep his job. Mm-hmm. That if he gets around 1,200, 1,250, 1,300 yards total yards, that means Saquon Barkley did his job. That means and Kellen Moore did his job as well. So I agree. I think it's gonna be under. I don't think it's gonna hit that 1,400 yard mark again like it did in New York. But he's rejuvenized, man, and I think he's gonna go off both times against New York, and he's rejuvenized. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. All right, here we go. We got one for Jane Daniels. Over under 23.5 TD passes for Jane Daniels. Excuse me. The reason why I picked that number, that's the number of touchdown passes that CJ Stroud had last year for the Texans.
Man.
CJ Stroud had 23 touchdowns.
Oh, damn, that's a tight number, man. I'd say push. I think I'll take the over on that.
The over? 24, 20?
Wow. I think I'll take the over on that.
You take the over on that, you're entering into like Baker Mayfield threw what, 30 touchdowns his rookie year? I think he broke Peyton Manning's record.
Yeah.
Like 30 touchdowns, something like that. So you're looking at somewhere around that 25 to 30 range.
I don't think it. No, I think I think in all honesty, I'm looking at between 21 and 24 or 25, somewhere around there. That's why I'm like, damn. If you would have put that number at 21 or 22, I would have definitely been like, okay, he's gonna go over. But 23 and a half, shit, you hit it right in the like. That was a great number. I hate that. I hate that. He's going to throw 24 just to prove me right.
I think if he hits this number, if he's around this number, and if his interception ratio is like this number, like 6, 7, or 8, Washington may be in the playoffs.
I'm telling you, they might be sneaky good. They might be sneaky good.
If this is his number, then yeah. Absolutely.
I think 24 and 9 or 10 is not unreasonable.
No, it's not. No. I mean, CJ Stroud did it last year. I think CJ Stroud had 23 and 9, I believe. Something like that. 23 and 8. So they made the playoffs. He looked really good doing it too. So, and I must say that maybe a easier division, but okay. All right, I'm gonna say under. I think he hits like 20. I think 20 was my number. 20 and 10. 20 and 10 is my number. Now, if he does that, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't think they're making the playoffs with those numbers, but that's 20 and 10 for your first year. That's pretty damn good. All right, we got a Daniel Jones over and under. We got a Danny Dimes over and under. This is gonna be interesting, right? I'm going to explain why. 8 starts. Over under 8 starts for Daniel Jones. Now, the reason why I said that is because I honestly feel like there's going to be a situation where he doesn't look good and Neighbors is going to be pissed off, or someone's going to be pissed off, and they're going to sit him or they're going to trade him. I don't think they're going to. It's NFL. Nobody gets traded mid-season, but they're going to sit him. So over under 8 starts for Daniel Jones. Do they sit him halfway through the season?
Who's their backup quarterback?
Is it still Tyrod? Let me say. What do you think? Let me check. I thought it was still Tyrod, but I could be wrong. Maybe Tyrod went somewhere else. But I swore it was Tyrod Taylor. It is. Oh, it's Drew Lock. Drew Lock is their backup quarterback. Drew Lock and the all-time great Tommy DeVito
Yo, I needed to pay more attention. I was having too much fun this summer. How did my two favorite busts wind up on the same team?
Tyrod actually plays for the New York Jets. I just realized that.
Holy shit. My two favorite busts. I remember everyone. Drew Lock. I'm like, no. And
I was one of those guys. I thought Drew Lock was going to be a guy. He's ass. So hey, look. Maybe this is a fresh start for Drew Lock. Maybe Brian Daboll is so desperate he needs to do something, right? He's got to do something. Do they bench Daniel Jones mid-season because he's playing so bad?
Damn, the Giants would have to really be shit in the bed.
Or the team is just that bad, and they just need a spark.
I'm gonna take the over on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the over on that. I think if they bench him, then you lost Barkley for nothing. You paid this guy instead of Barkley, and now you bench him. Schoen and Daboll's asses are done. Like they're done. Yeah. I can't see them surviving. If Daniel Jones has to get benched, you might as well get a whole new coaching staff in New York.
Absolutely. Honestly, and thinking about it, they brought Daboll over for Daniel Jones, thinking that he could do the same thing with him that he did with Josh Allen in Buffalo. So, yeah, Daboll is going to be if this does happen, like if you have to bench Daniel Jones because he's playing so bad, and Neighbors is getting frustrated, and whoever the hell other receivers are getting Jalen Hyatt or whatever. And, I don't know who the running back is. I have zero idea who's running the ball for the Giants right now. But yeah, you might as well call it quits if you're Daboll. You might as well just start packing your office. Start getting some U-Haul.
Yeah, they'd be done.
Yeah, he'd be done. Yeah. If he had to bench Daniel Jones, like he was playing that bad.
Literally, I think Devin Singletary's over there.
Oh, yes. It is Devin Singletary. Yeah. It is. It is Devin Singletary. Yep.
They don't have any running backs.
I don't think they even drafted a running back.
Maybe they just said fuck it this season.
Maybe.
Maybe the Giants are tanking.
Oh, God. I'm going to go over too. This is a little more tongue-in-cheek. I'm going to go over as well. I couldn't think of an over and under for the Giants. So I was like, maybe they are so bad that they bench Daniel Jones in mid-season and they start Drew Lock or backup quarterback. But
all they got is receivers. You think about it. They got what's his name? Allen Robinson is over there. They drafted Malik Neighbors. They got Jalen Hyatt from out in Tennessee. They didn't they get who was the little guy?
I don't know.
From Kentucky, the little wide receiver from Kentucky.
Oh, they got a DB.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
Oh, okay. From a few years ago. Yeah. This year they drafted Malik Neighbors from the first round. They got Tyler Nubin, who I do like as safety. Drew Phillips, Theo Johnson State. They got a running back named Tyrone Tracy out of Purdue. No clue who that is. The Giants are cooked. But you know what? I did not like the drafting of Malik Neighbors. I don't know why they did that. I would have drafted Joe Alt when he was sitting right there. I believe he was sitting there. I want to say he was sitting there. He was, right? Yeah, he was sitting there. But here we are. So we both say over 8 starts. Okay, over 8 starts. Okay.
Because, like I said, if that's the case, then if he doesn't make first, I think if he gets benched at 10, like week 10 or 11, are saying, hey, we're benching him. Dable better be catching the next flight back to wherever he lives.
Honestly, if he gets benched, that means at week 8 they're sitting at like what, 2-6?
Yeah,
3-6, 3-4.
Listen, I think they're going to be drafted in the top 5 this year. So
yeah, I do too. I think they'll be right back in the top 5 this year. Yeah, I do too. I do too. All right, next one, little vintage over under Zeke. 8 rushing TDs for Zeke Elliott. Last year in New England, he had 3. This past 2 years ago in Dallas, his last year in Dallas, he had 12. So over under 8 rushing touchdowns for Zeke Elliott. I'm going to give you my number. I'm going to tell you why they need this number.
New England wasn't a good fit for him. It just wasn't a good team. And when Cam went there, Cam should have sat out the season, rehabbed himself, and try to play somewhere else rather than just going to New England to try to prove himself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the under on Zeke. I think 8 is definitely doable. But I'm going to take the under because I just don't think he's got it left in him. Okay. And I don't think he's going to get enough opportunity.
No, he's the every down back there now, right? Isn't he? I don't know. I don't know if I know the guy I like, the little guy from K-State, Deuce Vaughn is there. He's supposed to be getting some carry. But I feel like I want to say Zeke's still gonna be that guy. Zeke's only 29 years old, man. He's not young. I mean, he's young. He's young. Obviously, he's young for.
Nah, but he's taking a beating.
The carries. His first 3 years, the carries were wild, right? He was on pace for his first couple. Like, he didn't get hurt in 2017 because he missed the last 7 games. Right?
Yeah.
Because he got hurt. And he almost ran for 1,000 that year, too. He would have eclipsed 300 yards or 300 attempts 4 years in a row. And the only reason why he didn't was because he got hurt. Look, I think I'm picking the over. I think he's gone over 8. He has 4 years of double digits. I'm thinking the over. I think he hits 10. I think he's gonna be the short yardage guy. I think he has a nose for the end zone. And if he does that, if he does have 10, if he has 10 touchdowns, that bodes well for Dallas because that's telling me they're running the football, right? They're running the ball, and something that they wanted to do a little more last year under Tony Pollard, but kind of couldn't because Tony Pollard's not an every down back. So I've always said I don't know why they got rid of Zeke. I don't get it. I didn't understand that logic at all. I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna say he gets 9 to 10. And if he does that, I think the Cowboys will actually be in the playoffs. If he doesn't, I think it'll be a difference of them not being in the playoffs. If he gets under 8, because I think he can get 8. I think he can get 8 in his sleep.
I think 7 or 8 is definitely possible. But you're right. I think if he gets 10, or more, yeah, they're definitely a playoff team.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if he gets 10, that's gonna bode well for Dallas. Honestly, I don't know how many yards he's going to get. I don't think he's going to get that many yards. I don't think he may not even hit 1,000 because when he got 12 a few years ago, 2 years ago, he didn't hit 1,000. He had 876, but still had 12 touchdowns in 14 games. He missed some games that year, right? So Zeke clearly has a nose for the end zone. He only started 5 games last year. He played he appeared in all 17. So definitely, like, he wasn't a good fit. I think Dallas is definitely where he wants to be, where he needed to be. I think he can get 9 to 10. And if he does, that'll bode well for Dallas. But the issue with that is it destroys my master plan of Dion and Shedeur coming to Dallas. Because I'm honestly, you don't understand. I am hoping Dallas just shits the bed so bad. You don't understand. I'm so serious. And I honestly feel like that might be what they're talking about behind closed doors. I want them to be bad so bad. I want them to be Like, they're not going to go 0-17 or whatever, but I want them to get the number 1 overall pick Shedeur, and lure Deion away from Colorado. And then you have Shedeur and Deion in Dallas. Oh my God. Like, that would just be must-see TV. Like, that would just be amazing. I would thoroughly enjoy that. Just for as a fan. As a fan, I would thoroughly enjoy that. But all right, all in all, Fog, who wins? Who wins your division? Who wins the NFC West? Oh goodness, NFC East. Excuse me.
That's where Sirianni's going out west. If they don't win, if the Eagles don't win that division, I'm going to take Philly. They got the best roster, hands down. Again, if they don't win that division, it's not going to be on Jalen Hurts. It's not going to be on the defense. It's not going to be on any of the players on the offense. In all honesty, it's going to be on Sirianni, and this is an offensive-minded coach. This is a guy who got Frank Wright's stamp of approval, and he went in there, and he's just it just doesn't seem like he's an X's and O's guy, and it's just going to be Kellen Moore that's going to be running that offense, and he's just going to be sitting there watching it. And he's going to be the scapegoat. Even if Kellen Moore's off, I'm not happy about him being an OC there. But even if Kellen Moore's offense doesn't work, Sirianni's the one that's getting fired, not Moore.
Yeah, we're on the same page. It's Philly's division to lose. It really is. I think all the other teams have such major flaws. Washington's going through a transition together, rookie quarterback. Dallas is doing just whatever they're doing. It seems like Dallas is trying to tank, but they can't because they have a pretty good team, but they can't tank. And then New York is just in shambles, right? They're just getting ready to clean house here. They're going to be picking in the top 5, like we both said this past in the 2025 NFL draft. And it's Philly. Yeah. So it's Philly, right? It's Philly's to lose. And if they don't win it, yeah, heads are going to roll. Like, Sirianni's going to be gone. Kellen Moore possibly could be new head coach. I'm not super sure on Jalen Hurts. I mean, I'm really not like, I don't feel like he is as secure as one may think. I know he got his money, but I'm not super sure on Jalen Hurts. I'm really not. He didn't have a great year last year. And I think we're going to get I don't think he's going to have a year like that again, but we're going to get a guy closer to that guy from here on out than 2 years ago when he went to the Super Bowl and he was an MVP candidate. The guy we're going to get more often is the guy we got last year. Maybe a little better, but I'm not sure. Let's see how Kellen Moore feels about Jalen Hurts as the season goes on, because that's the guy who's going to be really working with him.
Yeah.
I got Philly too. I think Philly is definitely going to be the team to beat in the NFC East. And if they don't win it, God, I don't know who's going to win it. Like, be Dallas, probably my next team. But I mean, yeah, someone's got to win that damn division. So I think it's going to be Philly. Philly has to win it. If they don't, that'll be a major collapse.
That'd be nuts.
That'd be crazy. And that's going to do it for us. That's going to do it for us, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we are on there live right now. And of course, please subscribe to our personal channels, BZ Sports. And then, of course, Objectively Biased Sports. We put on great sports content for you guys all year round, including doing this show. We're back on Friday, same time, different division. We'll tell you what that is on that day. And we hope you guys can join us again. And I'm Be Easy, my boy The Fog. And we will see you guys on Friday.